The vast expanse of the cosmos shuddered as two titanic forces drifted toward inevitable collision. Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds, an ancient cosmic entity whose hunger knew no bounds, moved through the interstellar void with the patience of eternity. His great hunger was a curse woven into his very existence, a necessity that drove him to consume planets, stripping them of life and energy to sustain his near-infinite power. His presence alone sent civilizations into despair. Entire star systems had legends warning of the arrival of the World Eater. His great world ship Tar-2 was a behemoth of technology and cosmic mastery, drifting through the darkness like a harbinger of doom. Yet for all his power, Galactus was no mindless destroyer. He was necessity incarnate, a force of balance within the grand cosmic order. But there were entities in the universe that did not see him as balance. They saw him as a threat. One such being was Trogon, the apex guardian of the cosmic realms, a being forged from the heart of a dying, supernova and imbued with power that rivaled the oldest gods. Unlike other cosmic entities, Trogon did not merely observe or manipulate. He hunted destroyers. He hunted chaos, and above all, he hunted those who threatened the delicate weave of existence. When the distress calls of dying worlds reached the celestial realms, Trogon knew it could only mean one thing: Galactus had come again. The last planet to fall was Zenaria, an ancient world whose people had dedicated themselves to studying the secrets of the universe. It was a world Trogon had once protected, and he arrived too late, finding only an empty husk stripped of its essence, left to drift in space like a corpse. His rage burned like a dying star. Trogon was not the first to stand against Galactus. Many had tried. Gods, titans, entire cosmic pantheons, and all had fallen. But Trogon was not like the others. He did not wield power granted by others. He was power raw and untamed. His cosmic lance, Khaelos, forged in the crucible of black holes, had ended the reigns of countless celestial warlords. He would use it to put an end to Galactus. From the core of the Andromeda expanse, Trogon launched his war against the Devourer. He sent forth cosmic storms that could consume galaxies, but Galactus absorbed them effortlessly. He shattered stars in Galactus's path, hoping to deny him sustenance, but the World Eater merely found new sources of life to drain. Trogon realized there was only one way: direct confrontation. Galactus, in his ever-unshaken patience, sensed the disturbance before Trogon arrived. He felt the energy shift in the celestial currents, an anomaly in the flow of the cosmos. When he turned his immeasurable gaze, he saw the oncoming force of wrath and judgment. Trogon streaked through the void like a spear of pure light, his form wreathed in the fury of collapsing nebulae. "I know what you are," Galactus said, his voice like the grinding of galaxies. "I have seen your kind before. You seek to end me as others have, but I am no mere destroyer. I'm necessity." Trogon hovered before him, his lance crackling with energy that defied comprehension. "Necessity does not come at the cost of the innocent. I have heard the cries of those you have left in ruin. You will feast no longer, Galactus." A silence settled between them, deeper than the void itself. Galactus did not speak again, for he knew words would not deter this warrior. There was only one way this could end. The cosmos braced itself as the apex guardian, and the World Eater prepared for war. Trogon knew what was at stake. If he failed, there would be nothing left to stop Galactus. Galactus, for all his godhood, understood the challenge before him. This would not be a battle of mere destruction. This would be a battle of survival. The moment hung still, the vast emptiness of space trembling under the weight of two cosmic behemoths poised for war. Then, like the detonation of a newborn star, Trogon struck first. His cosmic lance, Khaelos, burned with the fury of 1,000 dying suns as he hurled it straight at Galactus. The lance tore through space itself, bending the very fabric of reality as it traveled. Galactus raised his massive hand, an entire nebula swirling within his palm, and caught the weapon mid-flight. The impact sent shockwaves across the void, shattering asteroids and disrupting the gravitational pull of distant worlds. But Trogon was already in motion. In a blur of radiant light, he closed the distance, materializing before Galactus with the force of a comet. He clenched his fist, charged with the power of collapsing stars, and drove it into Galactus's chest. The Devourer staggered, a phenomenon unheard of in the history of existence. His immense form wavered, his armor cracking like a continent breaking apart. Galactus, however, was no simple titan to be felled so easily. With a sweep of his hand, he unleashed the power cosmic, an energy so primordial that it predated the very concept of time. The sheer force of his counterstrike sent Trogon hurtling through light years of space, crashing through an abandoned moon that shattered upon impact. Trogon emerged from the wreckage, his eyes burning with defiance. He summoned Khaelos back to his grasp, and with a single motion, he split the darkness with a beam of pure celestial wrath, striking Galactus in the chest once more. This time the World Eater roared, a soundless, telepathic reverberation that rippled across the universe, awakening ancient gods and forgotten horrors. Galactus's eyes glowed, a universe of destruction coalescing within them. He extended his arms, and the void itself trembled. The very concept of gravity bent to his will as he unleashed an onslaught of cosmic fire. Galaxies in the far distance flickered from the sheer aftershock of the battle. Trogon, battered but unbroken, dodged and weaved through the torrent of cosmic annihilation. He retaliated with the celestial Crescent, a forbidden technique that siphoned the energy of nearby stars, compressing their entire lifespans into a single concentrated burst. The beam struck Galactus dead center, carving through his armor and exposing the energy vortex that swirled beneath. For a moment it seemed as if Trogon had done the impossible. Galactus's form flickered, his strength waning. The Apex Guardian had wounded the Devourer of Worlds. With his victory assured, Galactus turned, his hunger not yet satisfied. The universe once again belonged to the Devourer of Worlds. But the hunger of Galactus was not so easily vanquished. His wounds sealed almost instantly, and his patience, once limitless, was now gone. "I have entertained this farce long enough," Galactus intoned, his voice now resembling the fury of a cosmic storm. He raised both hands, and the power cosmic collapsed the laws of physics in an instant. Reality around them twisted and shattered as he summoned a vortex that consumed all things. The world's end more. Trogon's form blurred as he fought against the impossible pull of the abyss. But for the first time, he felt it, helplessness. The force was unlike anything he had encountered. It was not an attack. It was not a technique. It was inevitability itself. Galactus's hunger was eternal. It could not be outmatched, outlasted, or defeated. Trogon let out one final cry, his power burning to its limits as he tried to break free. He hurled Khaelos one last time, a desperate final act. The lance struck Galactus in the shoulder, embedding itself deep, but it was not enough. The world's endmaw completed its work. Trogon was no more. His existence was erased, his energy absorbed into the endless void of Galactus's hunger. His lance, the weapon that had ended gods, dissolved into cosmic dust. Galactus exhaled, his strength fully restored. The battle had been one of the most brutal challenges he had ever faced. But in the end, there was no denying the truth. The hunger always wins.